Mommy, she's back. That's right. The grand diva herself, the legendary architect of climax, Bernadette Cooper. She's back with a new single, Jealous, Bitch. You'll never be me. And she's up next. Let's talk. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back. That's right. Welcome back to my page, Pepe's Point of View, and I am your host. I am your R&B historian, Pepe. That's right. And every now and then over here, you know what? I like to dish out the dirt on who drop kicked who in these entertainment streets, literally and figuratively speaking. That's right. I really and truly like to do that from time to time. Oh, but also, I do cover album reviews as well. And right now, I have a single review. That's right. It's from the grand diva herself, Bernadette Cooper, the architect, the legendary architect of climax, as she called herself, in this new single, Jealous, Bitch. You'll never be me. Now, I know. I've been away for some time. That's right. I've been away from for a month. And I do apologize for that. But you know what? Hey, listen here, you guys. I got a lot of things I'm working on behind the scenes as well. And that can take my time as well. And so, for those of you who have been supportive as far as just staying active over here on my YouTube page, who, are commenting on the community tab section I did, who was that? I did Divas in the House. House divas. I covered them. I covered, my crooners, my soul man. I've covered those, for about a month and so on and so forth. And now I'm about to cover girl groups for the month of August. Now, also keep in mind as it relates to when I'm posting things in the community tab about these particular artists, so on and so forth, as well as on over there on the Blue app. That blue app over there, as well as my other social media page that I'm pretty much active on both of those. Then I want to let you guys know that I am doing commentary on those artists. I am. I have all of these things on my calendar, my to-do list, and so on and so forth. But I'm what I'm doing is I'm trying to package all of this together. And trust me, as I said, I have some things behind the scenes that I'm working on. So, hey, slowly but surely, right? It's what it is, patience. Just continue to put your behind where your heart desires to be. That's my motto over here. My motto, put your behind where your heart desires to be. And that's exactly what I am doing. I am loving and enjoying everything that I am doing. Trust me, I definitely am. Anywho, so let's get right down to it, shall we? Bernadette Cooper's new single. Now, today I heard it for the first time, and I promise you, I do love it. I definitely do love you. I do love Bernadette Cooper's music, but I love the single. I do. It makes me really and truly think about when I first discovered Bernadette Cooper with, the Men Are Paused in the meetings in the ladies' room. That was the album that I, came to know, Climax, like the majority of us did. That's definitely their breakout album. And, that put them on the map, with like I Miss You. And then the next album with I Still Say Yes. And on and on and on that Bernadette Cooper and Joyce Fenderalla Irby, and all of their individual accomplishments as singer songwriters and producers and managers in this business, in the music industry. Anywho, so there are a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention with this single, and some things that cross my mind. Now, I don't go around now, since I do this. I would have watched other interviews with artists that I cover. From time to time, I might kind of like peek in and then, kind of step out. But here lately, I haven't been doing that. And the reason why I haven't been doing that is because, I think at this moment in time, I'm just so, in my lane right now that I like what I do, that I really truly don't have time to, look at other things. There are some pages over there on that Blue app that I like and that I follow, and that's just really and truly being supportive and just kind of, seeing what's out there and what people are talking about, so on and so forth. But I really and truly don't, not with my full-time, profession, what I do full-time, as well as, working on some things, over here on social media, and then with my own business. I just tend to be like, okay, well, I just can't focus on other things like that. But, the reason why I'm saying that is because I try to be as authentic as I possibly can. And sometimes, even without you knowing it, you can see, after a while, you probably see yourself going down a particular angle that you really don't want to go down, and you kind of like doing things the way everybody else is doing them. Well, I just want to be my unique, authentic self. Is pretty much what I'm going with this. Is that I want to be my unique, authentic self. And, for so long, growing up, really being engrossed with music and with, the R&B divas and with the R&B music in general, I guess in my own head, have always ask questions in my head about, particular things, or saw particular things a certain way as it relates to music and artists and videos and all of those kinds of things. And so this is my opportunity to express myself and my thoughts in that way. So it is what it is. So there's a couple of things that I want to just talk about real quick as it relates to Bernadette Cooper, as well as this single. All right. And so, hey, we're just going to let it flow. The first thing I want to talk about is, well, of course, you just can't get around Bernadette Cooper's image, the grand diva, her image. It's, this is me, I look good, and I know I look good. And now she's like, hey, you're a hater. You're jealous, bitch, and you'll never be me, And I've always thought, though, to be honest with you, that Bernadette has always come from a place of empowerment when it comes to what we would call her persona, right? I've always thought that. I never thought that she was ever putting women down, not with her persona. Her persona. But of course, as it relates to other members of Climax, they have said in the past that, this her persona has kind of like gotten in the way of the other ladies, having the opportunity to shine, or when it became their moment, Bernadette was kind of so consumed with, being Bernadette, the grand diva persona, to the point where, she kind of stepped on some toes, intentionally, unintentionally, Who knows? But again, I say as far as what I've been able to see on the outside, of course, looking in, and it's definitely the outside looking in. I never got that, from her. But again, everybody has their own, take on, you know, what actually occurred in the group. Now, so she stayed true with this her grand diva persona. And to me though, I think she pretty much left off, excuse me, picked up where she left off with the album Drama, according to Bernadette. Like this song fits perfectly on that album, Drama, according to Bernadette. So much so that, had the had she had the opportunity, with MCA Records to release a second album, and if it was this album, I think she would definitely have come full circle, with her career as a solo artist. I really truly do believe that. So that's also good to see that she's staying true to her image. And is that, I guess now the question that's just in the top of my head that I'm wondering is that difficult? In a time where, artists are always trying to reinvent themselves. There's a lot of artists out there who, they reinvent themselves. And then there are other artists out there who stay true to their image from the very beginning, like they don't stray away from it at all. Now, when I was thinking about Joyce Fenderella's book, I Still Say Yes, excuse me, yeah, I said Fenderella, right? Joyce Fenderella, Irby's book, I Still Say Yes. There was a time in the book, there was a time in the group, according to Joyce, where Bernadette allegedly said, and this here, like I said, I got to say alleged. You got making me tired over here. You make me tired. But according to, Joyce, she basically said that, now I lost my train of thought. Well, yeah, I think I was going down about to say that she was like, "Well, this is me. I know what the people want. I know they want, Bernadette. I know they want the grand diva and all of that stuff." And their time, Bernadette was carving out on their in their set on the within the climax set, carving out more time for her and not allowing the other ladies to, perform. For example, Joyce Fenderella Irby was probably, not able to sing, all of I Still Say Yes, or she didn't have enough time to, sing certain songs that she was featured on because Bernadette was trying to, stay out in the forefront. Now I lost my train of thought, as I told y'all made me tired because I had to say allegedly. So I lost my train of thought. But anyway, basically what I'm saying is that according to some people, Bernadette she knows what the people want when it comes to her. And I think I have to agree with her. I think this is the Bernadette that I want to see, right? It's like I like the grand diva. I want to see, this image, the concept that she comes up with. Like I really and I like everything about it. I like everything about it. And I still think she's coming from a place of empowerment. I really truly do. Uh, I guess another question that I could ask Bernadette, besides her staying true to her persona, and that some people reinvent themselves. Now, yes, she has reinvented herself because she's coming up with playing with different concepts and so on and so forth. But she's staying true to the grand diva part, right? But there will be another question that I guess I would ask is, after you've done that for so long, is it good to stay the same throughout your entire career? Or do you think that there's a time to reinvent yourself? And how does that look? What questions, go through an artist's mind? Or what does the team, maybe it's the management team, the record company team, what have you, how are they saying, well, we might need to go in this direction. We see you going in this direction. And how does that look? Especially now for an artist nowadays who pretty much, I'm not going to say every artist is independent, but maybe the artists that I grew up listening to at the time, I would say the majority of them, if not all of them, are probably somewhat of an independent artist, right? And so how do you stay true to that? And how does that work for you? Does it work Does it work for you or does it work against you? I'm not talking about music now. Music is different, right? But music, I guess, can still be a part of that concept, right? But just the image. I guess, give you a prime example. I don't know. Do we want to see George Clinton looking a different way? Here's another example, and this is just in the top of my head. I promise you guys, and some of you guys out there probably laugh at me when I say this. It was I mean years after Life had came out. And I'm talking about Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It was years after Life came out. And one day, I was watching Life with my sister, my younger sister, and she made a comment. And the comment she made was about Rick James. And I'm asking her, why are you saying that? I can't remember exactly what she said, but she's made a comment about Rick James. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would you say that? And it totally, like, I was totally oblivious to the fact that that was Rick James in Life. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? I was like, that's not Rick James. And she was like, boy, what are you talking? She was like, what are you talking about? She's like, that is Rick James. I'm like, that is not Rick James. And we went back and forth to the point that she was like, and I'm saying to myself, like, oh my gosh, that's Rick James. And so the thing about it is that when we're talking about image, like, yeah, like how do you stay in the image? I guess I would ask Bernadette, does she stay in that image all the time? Like, is it really a persona or has it now just become like a part of her, day-to-day thing? Like, is she like grand diva all the time? Like, is there some normalcy to it? Like, is she going around basically saying, I look good, I know I'm looking good? Like, we know it's entertainment, but is there a time where it's like turned off and it's like, okay, no, I'm not grand diva today. I don't want to be grand diva. I don't want to do what some would consider to be the over the top thing. I don't have to be in character, if this in fact is a character, all the time. And so would I recognize Bernadette? Like, how would I see Bernadette if she did not look like, the grand diva persona? I guess where I'm going with that, right? Now, there's another thing I want to talk about as it relates to this single, You're Jealous, BITCH, You'll Never Be Me. And speaking of Rick James, I want to talk about, that's so weird that I brought up Rick James. See, like I said, that's why I love the way this flows because I wasn't making the Rick James and Mary Jane girls connection until now. I'm talking about Rick James and I'm not even thinking about the Mary Jane girls right now. Oh wow. But anyway, now it's no secret, but this is still alleged. But it's no secret that the Mary Jane girls did not sing, right? They didn't sing, did they? Like I know JoJo was the lead singer, but if I'm not mistaken, they had background singers, come in like the Waters would come in and do, the background vocals. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that JoJo said once that Rick James came up to her and said, well, you need to teach the girls how to sing. And JoJo was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm just not going to do it, according to JoJo. And where I'm going with this is that I'm listening to, Maxie and Sherry, and I'm saying to myself, like, well, I don't know. If they can't sing, I know one thing for sure, Bernadette Cooper really cooked them up. She made sure that they were shining and that they sound great, and I'm here to tell you, like, if this was a Mary Jane girl song and they had recorded the song themselves, I still would like this song. Like, I just like the song. I really truly do. And so I'm sitting back saying to myself, like, oh my gosh, I really and truly don't believe that there are other ladies, any of the ladies besides JoJo in the Mary Jane girls are singers. And so that's why I'm like getting a crack out of it, like saying, this is good. And I know some people say, well, this probably really not singing. If you want to ask me, you got some people out there who would do that. But again, I still think that it's a great song. And Maxie and Sherry should definitely be proud of themselves on this song, really, and truly coming from the fact that, they didn't do a lot of, singing, if any, when they were a part of the Mary Jane girls. Now, if they did, I stand corrected. I apologize for it. I need to do a little bit more research then, don't I? And I understand that part too. Also, how did she come up with, working with the Mary Jane girls? Could this have been possible, back, way back when, maybe about a year ago, they was making posts that, Bernadette and Joyce were, possibly working together on some things. And you know how that relationship goes now, when it comes to Bernadette and Joyce. It's I was about to call it bittersweet. Then I was about to say love, hate. But I think it's safe to say it's an on and off relationship. Sometimes they're on and sometimes they're off. And I'm wondering if any of this work that they were Bernadette was working on was this something that she and Joyce were trying to bring together, and it just probably didn't work out. And I'm wondering how she went about getting the Mary Jane girls in on it. I think it was great. When I think, and I said I was going to play a little bit off the Jealous BITCH title, You'll Never Be Me. And I'm also thinking about the fact of the matter is that here you have Bernadette Cooper, who is a singer-songwriter and producer and arranger, working with another legendary female divas that are part of a legendary female group, you see. And so also, even though, Climax is her baby, at the end of the day, it's almost like, well, hey, at the end of the day, if I want to get another group of ladies together to do what it is that I do, I can do this, So at the end of the day, everybody, you need to bow down because I am the legendary architect of Climax, right? She put this thing together. She put the band together. It's her. All the other ladies are talented in their own right. But I think at this moment in time, everybody will probably say, what does Joyce call her? Joyce call her thirsty. Oh, Joyce. Joyce called her thirsty. But mm, now the fact forgot the child's name. What is that lady's name? Cheryl Cooley. Uh, but everybody's talented in their own right. But some people probably look at Cheryl Cooley like, but everybody except for Cheryl Cooley, you know, is talented, you know, according to, you know, maybe some people in the group now. But it still is good to see that Bernadette was able to pull together, you know, another legendary group, you know, to come up with something that is definitely going to be, you know, a classic in her catalog. It is. I hope that we get a video from them, and I mean a real good quality video. And the reason why I say that is because even though this song is a great song, I would really hate for it to fall through the cracks because, you know, I'm not going to necessarily say promote it, but what I will say is that, you know, we, those who love what we would call traditional classic R&B music, that we did not support this. And so what better way to do it than on, you know, social media, right? And so, you know, I think all of us, you know, who love this music, we all need to, you know, show support to the artists. I remember, you know, doing a commentary on Ronna Bennett of In Vogue in her song. And then Jackie McGee, you know, just recently had released a single, and now here we have Bernadette Cooper releasing music. Then you have Vanessa Williams had released a new single. So you know, these divas that I'm liking, these old school divas are definitely doing it. They're out and about, and we definitely must support them. Speaking of Jealous Bitch and talking about Cheryl Cooley, you know, even though it's not, you know, alluded to in this song, at least I don't think it is. There could be another. I don't know why I'm going down this road, Lord. I just really don't. But it could also be that, you know, Bernadette is like, hey, listen here, Cheryl. Cheryl, I understand that you are trying to take over, you know, the Climax name, and you're trying to get it trademarked, and you know, you got these, you know, accolades about you being this great songwriter, so on and so forth, and all of that stuff. But listen here, Jealous Bitch, you'll never be me. So you trying to come for the trademark, so on and so forth. But let me show you one thing, baby. I don't need Climax because I am Climax. I just think it's hilarious. I really, truly do. Like that, what I'm saying, you can play off this in so many ways. That's why I love it, you know. And so she's probably making everybody say, listen here, bow, bow. Or never mind. I'm not going to say bow. She's not saying bow, but I'm pretty sure she's probably saying you need to recognize, you know, who I am. You understood? Oh, child. But that's another thing. And speaking of Cheryl Cooley, since we're bringing up Cheryl Cooley, you know, there's something else that I want to bring your attention to. And what is that? I'm glad you asked. It seems to me, and like I said, maybe I do need to watch other interviews. I might need to check them out because she's probably has talked about these things. But see, this is me talking out loud. You know, one day, you know, who knows? I might get around to, you know, having, you know, some guests on the show. But for the most part, you know, I'm just talking out loud, right? And I'm saying to myself, Joyce Irby is very vocal, right? She's very vocal when it comes to thirsty. You know, she calls her thirsty Cheryl Cooley. She's very vocal, like, and saying, no, this can happen. You know, you are trying to take. And there are other people, you know, in the group, such as Lynn Malsby, who, you know, feels a certain way about what Cheryl Cooley is allegedly doing, you know, as far as trying to, you know, say she has the rights to the songs, that she's taking their names off, taking the percentages, and all of that stuff is what she's doing. Uh, but it seems as if Bernadette, this is her baby, but she's not as vocal. I mean, she says some things, she feels a certain way, but at the same time, I'm just totally surprised the fact that, she's not saying much, about it publicly. Or maybe she is, but it's not as intense as, Joyce, because Joyce is definitely, saying, no, 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 you don't go there. That's what Joyce is saying, and she's very adamant about it. And she has every right to be. Joyce does, about what Cheryl Cooley is allegedly doing, as far as the trademark and everything. And if you can bear with me, I'm actually looking for something. I actually posted this on my uh page, the Blue app page, and I'm looking for something. I don't know how long it's down there, and I don't want to mess up anything. Once you start looking for stuff, you have a tendency to kind of lose your way, but hopefully I'll see it. But I continue to talk as I am bringing it up. But anyway, my thing is that, she's very passionate about what is being said, and she has every right to be. I'm looking for it. Is this it? This might be it. Yeah. So let me just read what I had posted on my Facebook. Ooh, I didn't want to say that word, but I guess I'm okay by now. Posted on the Blue app page. It says the battle for the Climax trademark continues in 2024, according to Joyce Fenderalla Irby, who sang lead on Climax's hit singles "I Miss You" and "I Still Say Yes." Reports Cheryl Cooley continues to file paperwork to obtain the rights to the band's name. The public got firsthand account of the tension between former members over the rights to the name during an episode of Bands reunited in 2004. One band member asked Cooley, "Where's my money?" I think that was Lynn Mosby, if I'm not mistaken. On June 26, 2021, Cooley was inducted into an inaugural Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. Joyce Fenderalla Irby and Bernadette Cooper were not too thrilled about Cooley's induction, since she did not write any of the songs or sang lead on them. There was speculation that Cooley received the award because she is friends with the founder of the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame. The other members of Climax have filed a petition stating that Cooley doesn't have the rights to the name. Band members have agreed each member can use the name as long as they say Climax featuring the band member's name. Joyce Fenderalla Irby tours with her version of Climax and has racked up a couple of solo hits such as Mr. DJ and She's Not My Lover from her debut album, Maximum Thrust. And then Bernadette Cooper tours with her version of Climax, and so on and so forth. Now, as I said, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. And this very well could also be another one of those jealous BITCH moments, right? It could be looked at that way as well. But I really don't think that. But as I said, I like to play on things sometimes. I like to be in my own little world. But now I think I'm going, matter of fact, I know I'm going to cover Climax for my girls group commentary this month. I'm sure they're going to come up. And basically, as I leave, it will get ready to end, this particular commentary. I will say, as it relates to the different versions of Climax, that's interesting. I just realized, I wonder why she decided to have these ladies be on the single and not her band, of her version of Climax, right? But anyway, It is what it is. Maybe she didn't want to get tied up and all of that as well, releasing the climax single. Who knows, how that came about. As I said, I might have to watch a couple of interviews to get the answer to that question. Maybe she will, cover that in the interview. But as far as their versions of climax is concerned, I think both of them are extremely different. Joyce and Bernadette. I like them both, but I don't think one is better than the other. I don't. I think that what makes both versions of Climax stand out, the Joyce Fenderalla Irby's version and the Bernadette Cooper's version, is the fact that Bernadette and Joyce are just so strong and prominent, and have made an equal, I would like to say, an equal um, contribution to the group, that we love them both to the point where I think we support both bands, because at the end of the day, if I ever get to a Climax show, I'm not going to just see Climax, I'm going to see Joyce. And if I go to Bernadette's Climax, I'm not going to see just Climax. I am going in order to see, Bernadette Cooper, right? And individually, I think that they stand out on their own as well as a part of the group Climax. So I really truly do. But each one is different. You get Bernadette, you get the Grand Diva version, and then you get Joyce Fenderella's Irby, which is like kind of like that pop version. But as I said, both versions of the Climax are great versions of Climax. So, I really truly do like them a lot. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The take on this one right here. Well, anyway, if you made it this far, I want to say thank you guys so much. I really and truly do thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far in my commentary, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button, as well as leave a comment. It's okay. I promise you, I don't bite. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I appreciate that. And over here, my motto is simple. Put your behind where your heart desires to be. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, she says, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. Oh, gosh, please take care of yourselves out there. And until then, you know what to do. I'll see you next video. All right. Talk to you later.